Let's call to order the Cochise County Jail District meeting. Today, again, is Tuesday, August 5th. We're meeting in the Supervisor's Hearing Room in Melody Lane in Bisbee, Arizona. The order or deletion of any item on this agenda is subject to modification at the meeting, and any item listed is open for discussion and possible action. Please note that some attachments may be updated after the agenda is published, meaning presentation materials displayed at the board may differ slightly from the attached version. Members of the board the Jail District Board of Directors will attend either in person or via remote conferencing. Members of the public may also attend via Microsoft Teams with a mobile app. The board may permit public comment during the discussion of any item on this agenda. To speak on an agenda item, complete and return the speaker request form to the clerk of the board prior to 9 a.m. on the day of the meeting. We'll begin with a roll call. District 1, Crosby is absent. District 2,
Gomez is here.
District 3, Antonori is here. 2 supervisors are present and in person. There is no one that has requested to speak. So can I get a motion to approve consent agenda items number 1 and 2, please?
I move that we accept consent items 1 and 2.
I'll second it. All right. Any discussion? None? All right. The motion before the board is to approve consent agenda items number 1 and 2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 2-0, 1 not voting. All right, the next one, can I get a motion for agenda item number 3, please?
Supervisor, may I make a suggestion?
Sure.
I know Supervisor Crosby had thoughts on this particular agenda item number 3. Can we do number 4 and 5 first, and perhaps he'll be here by then?
Sure. Do we have a ETA on it?
The GPS tracker isn't following him. So.
All right. Let's do that then. Let's go to agenda item number 4, Ms. Gomez, if you could move that.
Okay. I move that we approve Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between Arizona Complete Health, Arizona CH, and Cochise County Sheriff's Office, CCSO, to enhance effective communication, coordination, and continuity of care for individuals eligible for services provided by Arizona Complete Health who are under the supervision of the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. I don't know if Ms. Kennedy wants to. I'll second the motion. I'm sorry, I had to second it. I'll second the motion. Ms. Kennedy, you want to do a brief description of?
Good morning, Chairman Antonori and Supervisor Gomez. Thank you for having me here. I am respectfully requesting your approval of a memorandum of understanding between Arizona Complete Health and Cochise County Sheriff's Office to put a data sharing agreement into effect. This MOU will allow for Arizona Complete Health and Cochise County Sheriff's Office to jointly establish systems and timely data exchange that is necessary for coordination and continuity of care.
So like you said before, this is just continuing the care so that it doesn't stop once they're incarcerated or in jail, or when they get out, they'll be able to continue it, right?
This will essentially allow for the exchange of data whenever an individual who is enrolled with Arizona Complete Health and receiving services in the community is booked into jail. When they come into jail, then their provider will be able to see that they are in custody and then provide us with records in order to continue that care. And we'll also be able to know whenever they're being released from custody so that they can continue the care in the community.
Okay. Thank you. I just think it's important for people to understand what that is.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. No other questions?
No.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Kennedy. All right. So the motion before the board is to approve the memorandum of understanding between Arizona Complete Health and the Cochise County Sheriff's Office. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 2-0, 1 not voting. All right. Next, could we do number 5, please?
I move that we approve data sharing agreement between Arizona Complete Health, AZCH, and Cochise County Sheriff's Office, CCSO, to enhance effective communication, coordination, and continuity of care for individuals eligible for services provided for Arizona Complete Health who are under the supervision of Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
And I'll second that motion. Any discussion? Nope. All right. So the motion before the board is to approve the data sharing agreement between Arizona Complete Health and the Cochise County Sheriff's Office. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 2-0, 1 not voting. All right. So let's.
I submitted a request to comment in a timely fashion. This is Tricia Jaradat.
Ms. Giardet, you're on the regular meeting. We're still on the jail district.
Yes, I submitted a separate one where I indicated jail district, board of directors, action item number 4, actually. It's hard to indicate which one, but I did write that into the action item number. I wrote jail district.
Give us one moment. We're checking our paperwork.
Thank you.
I know the IT guy if you want to file a complaint.
Yeah, I think I will file a complaint. He's not taking care of it.
Okay, we see the error that we believe the form was submitted to speak on item number 4 on the regular meeting versus the jail district meeting, but we understand she probably intended the jail district meeting because of the agenda item number 4 is not particularly, it's not an action item.
Okay,
So-
one more time. So
So we believe if we followed the intent of what her form,
who is this? I'm sorry.
Tricia Giardet, the
Okay.
person on Teams, that it would be okay for the board to allow her to speak. She may have made an error, but we understand her intent.
Okay. All right. So she's on now. She can hear me. So Ms. Jardette, you want to speak on the MOU between the sheriff's office and Arizona Complete Health? Is that my understanding?
That's correct. That was my desire. Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you.
We
I have a
give you
short-
3 minutes.
Sure. Short statement. This is Tricia Jaradat in Sierra Vista. I just wanted to get it into the record and for information that the parent company of Arizona Complete Health is Centene Corporation. And very recently, last month, a class action lawsuit was filed against them. May or may not be relevant to how they'll do their job at the jail, but I thought it was important that you be aware of it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's do a 5-minute recess as we wait for Mr. Crosby since he wanted to weigh in on agenda item number 3. So if everybody will bear with us, we'll just recess for 5 minutes or so and give Mr. Crosby a chance to get here. So we're going to call back to order the jail district meeting. We are now going to go to agenda item number 3. Can I get a motion to move agenda item 3, please?
On the jail district?
On the jail district, yep. The one we.
Where am I? Here we are. Okay. I move that we approve the budget for design, engineering, and construction costs for the new jail project in the not to exceed amount of $130 million.
Second. All right. So the motion for the board is to approve the budget not to exceed 130. Any discussion?
Yes, I would like to amend that to 120 million.
Amended to 120.
Yes, not to exceed 120 million.
Okay. So
That's a motion. Mr. Chair, I move we approve the budget for design, engineering, and construction costs for the new jail project in the not to exceed amount of 120 million.
okay. Rationale?
Because to get the 20 million from the from the legislature requires 100 million from other sources. And I also feel that, so it's the minimum amount to get the 20 million. And I also feel that the lower the cost is, the more likely it is to pass.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. The roll up though, if you recall, if we're going to do a design to build, you're looking at 90 million for the construction of the jail. Then you have utility costs to get the utilities to the jail. You have potential if we have to, land acquisition. If you have to buy land, you have, what's that? Oh, they can't hear me? I'm sorry. Land acquisition and other costs. There's of course the architectural design costs. So I don't know. Phil's not here.
Well, there's a motion on the floor.
Yeah. I'm trying to have the discussion with you now to try to understand what the $10 million reduction would be impact potentially to the other costs related to the jail. Do we have to drop the jail construction cost to 85 million and then drop the architectural utilities and everything else $5 million to offset that? Or
Mr. Chair, I think the most important factor is it going to pass or not?
but then we have to build it for what we say for 120 million. And then what I'm getting at, is it still feasible to cover that cost? Ms. Gilman, yeah. Do you have any insight on it?
So as I understand, we proposed the $130 million not to exceed amount based on past work sessions that the board has held regarding the construction budget. That 130 amount would be the 100 million potential bond, 20 million from the state that's been appropriated, and then 10 million that we have already collected in the current, that has now ended, jail tax. If the jail tax passes, we would be able to use those funds. So that's how we came to the 130 million. If you'd reduced it to 120 million, I would call into question what we would be utilizing those previously collected funds.
Well, I can do that easily. It would be, we would take the existing 10 million and reduce the bond liability from 100 to 90 million.
We have also discussed designing the jail to cost. So if you reduce it to 120 million, yes, it would mean that we would have to further scale back whatever design plans we ultimately determine as we go through that design process to fit that budget.
I have a comment to make.
Sure.
In all the work sessions that we discussed, whether it was with a bond, whether it was with, the vendors and the things, this is the amount that we came up with. And I mean, we can always come under cost, but once we set ourselves at a limit, we can never go over that. I just think after all the conversations that we've had, this is what we came up with.
What do you mean we?
Well, all of us in the work session.
All of us?
Well,
I never have. We've never voted on it
He
before.
wasn't here.
oh, you weren't there. Well, that's what happens. Just like me. When I wasn't here, you took away my enhancement funds. So,
Well,
that's the way it goes.
Anyway, I've never agreed to that amount. We've never voted on that amount. That's
No,
what
we've
we're
never
doing
voted
now.
on it because it
Yeah.
was a work session.
Right.
So we're having the discussion now. And again, based on the input we got from our project manager and what was the group's name?
We've had Chin Planning here for
No, the other one.
Veneer, the
Right.
owner's rep.
The owner's rep. We're looking at hard costs, the actual of the building itself at about 90 million. And then everything else, potentially we have costs associated with that beyond the construction of the building, right? So architectural design costs and, like I said, an acquisition costs for land if we need to, or utilities and everything else.
So, Chair, you've never known me to have my feelings hurt if I don't get it.
No. I understand that. I'm trying to run the numbers in my brain real quick here. I mean, to Ms. Gomez's point, we can always do our best and encourage our architects to try to come in below budget, of course, and our building to come in below budget. That would be great. Although the likelihood of that usually I hate to say it, government projects over a 4-year period track record is not very good for that. Just being realistic. So I do have concerns if we're locked in at 120, what happens if we hit that hit that threshold? Do we have to go back to the voters to exceed that, or what's the problem if we don't make 120?
I think it's more of a public perception problem versus having it to go back to the voters for any kind of approval. We would be putting this information in the publicity pamphlet for the tax. So we want it to be accurate and hold ourselves accountable to that number.
If for some reason the jail site, like you think, may not be able to be done up on the hill, we would need to move it down. So that might add to the cost. We don't know. But if we stay within 130 million, that's our ceiling. So that just gives us very little leeway to make a jail that should be lasting for the next 40 years in a
100
good
years.
sound way. Huh? 100 years.
Jail's
100
supposed to last 100 years.
100 years
Yeah.
to make it,
It's like the
And-
courthouse over there.
I just don't think we should limit ourselves right now. Again, we can be good managers and good stewards of this money and make sure that we try to come under and do the best we can so that we're not, we can actually say, hey, we were able to build it and much less than we thought. But I also think we have to go by our conscience. This is for these people who most of them have mental health problems. There's a lot of issues. We are in the care of the inmates, and so we need to do the best we can with least amount of money, but the most efficient way that we can do it in a long-term process. You understand where I'm coming from?
I do.
Okay.
So do you think there's a perception in the public between 130 and 120? You think there's that much of a fidelity that they'll say?
Do you think there isn't? $10 million is $10 million.
I got you,
Right.
but I mean, versus what it used to be was 330 million, right? So we're at a third.
a smoking deal now.
Yeah, we're at a
Actually,
third
it's
of the
smoking
original planned cost of this thing, and then we're.
I mean, we've done a lot. We've actually settled this lawsuit that saw that the election was done wrong. We are creating now where it can be done right. I just think we have to be also stewards and think of the people that we're building this jail for.
My
So-
my
Do you
worry.
mean the taxpayers?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
I get you, but I'm also there's two sides of this coin, right? There's if we say okay, let's, and I get your point. It helps getting a yes vote to get the jail tax approved for covering the cost of the construction of the jail. But if we go over that number, then there's the perception is we promised that we would do it for 120 million, and now we're at 126 million or 128 million, and then we basically blew over that number, and that's the concern. We went with we were going to basically use 20 million from the state. We're going to use the existing 10 million, and then we were going to bond for the rest. We told the planner that we wanted a design to cost for 90 million on the jail, and then the rest of the costs were going to be all the other costs that go into this. And I'm trying to figure out where we're going to have the impact of reducing the budget by 10 million. That's what I'm struggling with.
Well, besides the 10 million, there's also the interest on that 10 million, which we haven't considered. I think, let's see, I don't see our finance directors like, was it 40? What was?
Yeah, I don't have the amortization schedule.
4.5.
You don't have it, Andy.
It's significant. It's significant. So
But-
it isn't just 10 million here. It isn't just 120.
No,
or 130.
you're right. You're right.
Plus the interest.
But the amortization schedule also included accelerated payments that dramatically reduced those interest payments over time. And that was also the intent, was that everything goes towards the bond and to pay the bond off as rapidly and quickly as possible for that very reason, to keep the interest costs down dramatically as well.
I agree that we've talked about it a lot.
I'm trying to think if we can still keep the cost of the building at 90 million, and now that only leaves us 30 for all the other additional costs, can we do it for 120?
I mean, I kind of feel that when we've talked about it a lot, we talked about the whole bond issue and we came up with that number, that the 100 million, right? Based on a lot of things. We had a lot of conversations about that. We've looked at the Chin study. We reduced a lot of that they were going to give us. And then when talking with the vendor, we also spoke a lot about keeping that cost low and all the things that we were going to have to look at. I'm just concerned if there, for some reason, on the jail site that you had your problems with, if we have to move it down to level
Or
ground,
move it across the street or something.
we're going to need that.
Spend
We're
$4
gonna
million
need
to buy.
Exactly.
to
So
buy
we're going to
property.
need that money that we won't be able to have to finish. And then that comes into a whole nother Pandora's box.
The intent was, and again, when we had the work session, we had stated that we would do our best to keep costs under control, and then any residual budget would be rolled into the bond to pay the bond down. So if we have any funds left over, that fund would go directly to the bond payment to reduce the bond payment. So, I mean, I think to your point, it's a good idea to keep that in mind. But again, in contingency mindset, if we end up getting bit due to inflation to material costs, maybe the jail ends up costing $100 million to build because the price of concrete and steel went up. I mean, over 5 years. We're thinking you got to remember now this is going to be a 5-year project, and we can't predict the material costs 5 years down the road. All right. So any additional discussion? Let's just vote.
This is, there's an amendment
Amendment.
that has not been seconded yet.
Waiting for a second.
I'll second it just to have the vote. I'd be more than happy to second it.
Okay.
All right. So we have a motion before the board to amend the dollar amount for agenda item number 3 from 130 down to 120 million. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The opposed say nay.
Nay.
Nay. So motion fails. So we're still at 130. So now back to the original motion. The original motion is to approve the budget design, engineering, and construction costs for the new jail project not to exceed 130. Is there any discussion on that before we vote?
No, sir.
None? All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 You said aye?
Yes, sir.
All right. 3-0. All right. Thanks. All right. All right. That concludes. The next meeting will be the regular board meeting right after this. So we will now adjourn the jail district meeting.